Welcome back, reinforcement learning subject. This lecture I explain about string diagrams. Okay, string diagrams is the data flow type of diagrams. These diagrams we are using in reinforcement learning for learn and teach the reinforcement learning concepts. Okay, string diagrams using the strings and processes. Strings are represented as a directed or undirected arrows. Processes are represented as the boxes. Like a flow charts, we are using different symbols in represent the different types of the data in flow charts. The string diagrams are type of the flow data flow diagrams. Here using boxes and arrows. Okay, boxes are called a processes, arrows are called a strings. That's why it is called a string diagrams. We are using string diagrams in reinforcement learning to explain for the reinforcement learning concepts. That's why we are using string diagrams as a teaching tool. Okay, traditional teaching tools we are using definitions, theorems and methods. They are very abstract and difficult to grasp the concept. But your string diagrams are, we are using boxes and arrows. It is mention the process of the data flow. Easily we can understand the concepts using string diagrams. Okay, the string diagrams, this type of teaching string diagrams is called ontological diagrams. Ontological diagrams, also ontological logs also you are called string diagrams as ontological logs or ontological diagrams. Okay, see this one, this diagram. Okay, this is the one of the string diagram. This contains the 4 boxes and 3 arrows. Okay, the arrows are called as strings. The boxes contains the nouns and noun phrases. Arrows contain the verbs and verb phrases. Okay, here the now boxes are machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning and control tasks. Here this string diagram teaches us the concept, what the concept is resemble in using this diagram. Here the relation between the machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning and how to use the reinforcement learning for the controlling tasks. This concept is explained using this string diagram. Here deep learning is the core part here. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning and this arrow represent deep learning can be used as that learning algorithm in reinforcement learning. Here reinforcement learning is a framework for solving control tasks. This string diagram explains the relation between the deep learning, machine learning and reinforcement learning and how to control tasks are solved by using reinforcement learning. Okay, the string diagram teaches us the concept of a relation between the deep learning, reinforcement learning and machine learning and how to solve the control task. The one more diagram. This diagram we already seen the previous lectures. Okay, this diagram is basic reinforcement learning framework. Okay, this diagram also contains the boxes and arrows. Okay, arrows are called as strings and boxes are the processes. Here agent, action, environment and for reward and states. Okay, these are the boxes represented here. These are connected using arrows. Okay, the agent takes action, action changes environment, environment produces a new reward, reward is received by agent. Okay, this it is explain the something. So the string diagrams teaches us the concept. So reinforcement learning use the string diagrams to explain the reinforcement learning concepts. Okay, not only in reinforcement learning, string diagrams we can use in deep learning techniques and machine learning techniques to explain the concepts and to depict the process of the data. Is the compositional nature of the string diagrams. Okay, string diagrams, one of the nature is compositional nature. Okay, in compositional nature we depict the problem into sub problems. Okay, the same we divide the problem solution into the multiple solution and finally we combine the each one. Okay, this concept we are using in compositional nature of the string diagrams. Okay, now see the one example of the string diagram. The basics, this is the simple string diagram of the neural network layer. In this diagram, this is the neural network layer. This box indicates it is a neural network layer. It is it receives the some input, it produces some output. Here n is the n dimensional. It represents the n dimensional input given to the neural network, and it produces the neural network produces the m dimensional output. Okay. Now here the input type and output types are not mentioned here. Now in this diagram, in this is also one of the string diagram. Here the previous difference is previous and present one. In previous we are not mentioned the type of the data, input data and output data. Here we mention the type Rn and Rm. The neural network receives the n dimensional real or floating point data. It produces the n dimensional real or floating type output. Okay, this is the simple real string diagram. Now this string diagram, the neural network layer is elaborated into some inner part is depicted with two more boxes. Here multiplication is indicated here and one activation function is indicated here. Okay, this is the one box. This is complete box is called a neural network. This depict the neural network layer. Inside of this neural network, one more two boxes. This is the multiplication of the inputs with the corresponding weights and ReLU activation function. Okay, it receives the n dimensional real values and it produces the m dimensional output values. Okay, it depicts the inner part. Now it is the neural network with two layers. This string diagram, the neural network with two layers, the layer 1, layer 2. Layer 1 inside part is zoom in with the weight matrix and sigmoid. This is the multiplication part and sigmoid point. Where we composite the string diagram with the multiple levels of the diagrams. Okay, zoom in and zoom out we can use to explain the more of the diagrams. Okay, layer 1 is has the weight matrix and sigmoid function. Next one, this is the compositional nature of the string diagrams. We can use the recurrent neural networks also. Here, recurrent neural networks have the two layers, layer 1, layer 2. It is the q dimensional input and it produces the s dimensional output. Okay, the layer 1 output is again fed to the layer 1 and layer 2 output is fed again to the layer 2. That is, it is a recurrent neural network. Okay, we are represent the different compositional nature of the string diagrams to depict the diagrams very extensively and different levels. So, what are the applications of the reinforcement learning string diagrams in reinforcement learning? Okay, reinforcement learning string diagrams are depict the interaction between the agent and environment, and it can explain the complex problems and it also depict the neural networks. So, it can explain the deep reinforcement learning tasks easily. So, we are using string diagrams continuously in reinforcement learning concepts explanation. The reinforcement learning concepts are evaluated day by day. So, the string diagrams are help to the users to understand the reinforcement learning concepts. Okay, thank you.